Hi. Oh my gosh. I think this is the first time I ever do an Instagram live. I'm actually also going to stream on Facebook at the same time, I think. Let me see if I can figure that out while y'all's are joining me. All right, let's see. So I got this button here and let's go. Cool. Okay. Ah, I lost my little prop. Technical difficulties. Here we are. Okay. So I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about this really interesting conversation that I had with a student the other day who was basically telling me, hey, I can't imagine what you've been through this year with the pandemic and everything. And I'm just so proud of you and how resilient you are and how your business has survived all of this and just the way that you continue to show up and how are you able to do that? That's amazing. And what was so funny is as I was chatting with him, I realized a big driving force in my success this past year is my anxiety and my overwhelm. As crazy as that sounds, it's like somehow my anxiety about like what's going to happen and like fear of what might or might not happen and just how do I navigate all these changes kind of like kept me going in terms of I better do something, I better do something. And then the overwhelm piece is also super fascinating. Just how do I navigate all these changes? Oh, my thing is giving feedback. Just feeling into also now that we are up and running post-pandemic, how I've managed to add so many things onto my, not post-pandemic, we're in it. I managed to add so many things onto my plate in terms of like just maybe I'll do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And I became kind of like a jack of all trades, and really just my to-do list have gotten insane. My personal to-do list just for my keeping my house in order, my family, my business to-do list. I'm running 4 businesses right now in tandem, including a brick and mortar yoga studio during a pandemic, which is just nuts. And just like each one of those pieces is requiring so much of my life force, my energy, my attention, and my anxiety has kept me so vigilant in taking action in a weird way. And at the same time also has become uh, definitely one of the things that was also getting in the way of me taking action in some ways. It's like doing both. It's just the weirdest thing. It's like, it's helping me and it's also really not helping me. And same thing with my overwhelm. My overwhelm just keeps me busy. It keeps me feeling like I have control over the situation. Like I have all these to-do lists and all of these projects and all of these things that I need to tend to. And somehow that makes me feel safe. Somehow that makes me feel like I'm doing something about it. I'm moving forward. So once I was able to really like take a pause and start to get back into some sort of self-care routine. I'm not talking about like, yeah, I practice yoga every day, I do baths at the end of the day, all of that. I'm talking about really tending to my spiritual practice, like having gratitudes, doing ceremony for myself, taking time like before a client to drop into my full potential self, to call in their higher self, those types of things that I just kind of like drop the ball on here and there because my anxiety and my overwhelm was kind of in the driver's seat of pretty much all my actions and all of my day-to-day routines and things that I do. When I was able to kind of start weaving those things in and also really catch when my anxiety and my overwhelm was the motivator, was in the driver's seat, and do some very small, very quick, very easy state shifters, things to change my energetic state so that I can show up in a higher frequency. That's when I actually started like number one, of course, feeling better, like just internally as I was going through my day, as I was going through my to-do list, as I was meeting with clients, as I was going about what needed to be done for my family or my business or what myself or whatever it is, just feeling more centered, more grounded, like I'm okay, I'm present in this. I'm not doing this out of overwhelm or out of anxiety, even though that was working for a while, obviously, or I wouldn't have been doing it. And also just getting really clear on most important, most effective action, like not just doing action for the sake of action, but like, what is that one thing that I need to do that's going to make everything in my life easier or even unnecessary? And sometimes it's like what not to do. That one thing is like, what do I need to stop doing? And really actually take action on that. Like, okay, I said I'm not going to do this thing anymore. I'm just not going to do it. Or I'm going to do just this one thing and really focus on it. And having this simple check-in with myself in the morning and in the evening for my own self accountability. Those three things in particular. Once I started doing that, it completely shifted my energy around all of those things on my to-do list, because I wasn't tackling them or showing up for clients or whatever it is from a place of anxiety and overwhelm. Because guess what? People can pick up on that kind of thing. People pick up on that kind of energy when you're showing up in that kind of way. And yeah, like even right now, as I'm doing this video, I'm a little nervous because I'm streaming live on, I think, Facebook and Instagram at the same time. And I'm doing this on YouTube. It's like crazy. This is the first time I try all of this at the same time. It's like, I'm sure you can feel my energy is kind of like, what? So I'm going to give you an example. Like right now, if I do a state shifter, which I'll be teaching you how to do, then my energy would just drop and change. And I would be showing up in a way that's a lot more calm and clear and present. And then my message might be reaching you in a different kind of way if I'm operating from that kind of frequency. So a lot to do also with like universal law and becoming the frequency of what it is that you desire, like becoming the frequency of the end result rather than letting the overwhelm and the anxiety be in the driver's seat of whatever action that we're taking. It's like, what is the end result of the action? If the end result is like for this video that I want to get you all really excited about, the Put Yourself First Challenge, which is a free workshop that I'm giving starting on Thursday, which is the day after tomorrow. I want you to feel excited, right? So I need to get excited. Like I need to embody that energy of excitement. Like, oh, there's something really amazing here that might change my life. There's something really amazing here that could be like a very simple, very easy, like very non-complex solution that might just really shift and change everything for me. So I'm trying to embody that energy right now as I'm giving you this video. So, and I'm like super hyped up about this. So in this workshop that I'll be giving starting on Thursday at 1 p.m. PST, you'll be learning, number one, a tool to change your energetic state so that you have a different vibration, a different frequency running through you. This is universal law. Again, it's not like, just woo stuff. Like this is real. To embody the energy and the frequency of the thing that you desire, and to get really clear, first of all, like what that energy is and how do I like become that energy in the way that I'm showing up physically, emotionally, mentally. The second thing that I want to show you, and this is a really great thing because it's also a state shift. So as you start to become the frequency of what it is that you want, your energetic state changes. And if you were operating from anxiety or overwhelm or whatever that kind of energy is before, which could be useful for you, could be working, could be the reason why you're having whatever amount of success you're having. It's like, it works or you wouldn't be doing it. What happens when you start to embody the energy of what you want? It's pretty amazing because you start attracting things that you never, ever thought you could attract, things that you didn't even realize that you really wanted, because it changes your frequency. Start to like vibe up to the frequency, like dialing yourself on a radio channel to the station that you want to actually listen to. It's like I wouldn't put on, a hip hop station and be like, why aren't they playing EDM right now? It's like that's the frequency of that station. It's like if you're in the frequency of overwhelm and anxiety, of course you're going to be dialed in to overwhelm and anxiety coming back your way through your listening station, radio, whatever. So changing your energetic frequency changes the nature of your results. So if you think you're like getting success now with your anxiety and your overwhelm, imagine what you would be able to attract from an energy of excitement and joy and pleasure and ease. So I'm going to show you how to do that on Thursday, how to change your energetic frequency. First of all, to be clear on what is the energy of the thing that you're trying to attract. And second of all, how to change your energetic frequency so that you're a match to that, so that you're tuned in. The second thing that you're going to learn in this 3-day workshop is a very simple morning and nighttime routine that I use. Something that just takes like 20 seconds. First thing in the morning, last thing at night, where I get to be my own best accountability partner. So as I decide really clearly and succinctly, not from a place of overwhelm, but from that energetic match place of alignment and ease and excitement, what it is that I want, what it is that I need to do. I check in with myself in the morning and in the evening for accountability to make sure that I'm in alignment with that. And if for whatever reason at the end of the day I decide, okay, like that wasn't quite what it needed to be, I do this process to change so that the next day I start new. I'm saying this because I'm remembering the beginning of this video, how I was talking to you about the student who was like, wow, you've like survived the pandemic. You're amazing. Look at all these things that you're doing. You have all these businesses and you're running like this amazing brick and mortar studio in the middle of a pandemic. And you're like so happy. All of this kind of like, how is that possible? It really is these things, like changing my energetic state and dialing in with that very simple morning and night thing that I'll show you. And then getting really clear on the one thing, as I mentioned, like what is that one thing that needs to happen that will help everything else become easier or just not even necessary anymore, or maybe that one thing that I need to stop doing, that one thing that I need to stop doing or that I need to do in order for everything to just kind of flow into alignment. So I'm going to show you a process for that on day 3. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 1 p.m. PST. It's about an hour long. It's an online workshop. I'll put a link to the sign up page. It's totally free. And I'm doing this because I want to teach you this. This is something that has literally changed my life. And now that I'm thinking again about that student who was like, wow, how are you doing all this? It's like, this is how. Because if I did not implement these 3 things, I think like maybe on the surface it would look the same, or I mean, probably not, but I'm sure on the surface it would be like, okay, things are going kind of well for her. But on the inside, when I was operating that way, it was just a mess, like just a mess to have all of my action, all of my decision making come from anxiety. Like, oh crap, what if I don't? What if I do? Oh no, how are we going to do this? Another challenge, another mask mandate, what's going to happen? Like when we are operating from that place of anxiety and overwhelm, like let me just put a million things on my plate. It doesn't feel right inside. Even if you're getting results on the outside, there's something going on. There's not a very clear kind of connection between you and your deep inner self. So this is why the challenge is called Put Yourself First challenge. It's not about like, me before anyone else or anything like that, kind of in a way, but it's really more about like, how do I tap into my deep soul desires? How do I tap into what I know, like at my heart of heart and my core of core needs to happen, that I need to do those things that like my spirit is constantly nagging at me, like waiting for me, cheerleading me, like, please do this, please do this, please stop doing that, please stop doing that. And like how challenging it is to actually change those patterns once you're in them, to do something different or to change something. It takes a lot. So this 3-day workshop is that. It's like a jump start. There's going to be a lot of accountability. We have a special Facebook group for it. If you're not on Facebook, no worries. The whole workshop's on Zoom, so you don't have to be on Facebook. But if you are on Facebook, it's going to be a lot more fun. It's like a second party that's going to be happening in those 3 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 1 p.m. to really get that jump start, so you can really start listening to yourself and taking action. And it's actually like very easy Well, I guess it's not that easy, because if it was that easy, you probably would have done it already. You're here because it's actually not that easy. So the 3-day workshop is put together specifically to give you the tools and to give you the accountability to get that jump start so that you can be that energetic match for the things that you desire, so that you can be as calm and clear and cool inside as you look on the outside to everyone around you who's like, how are you doing all this? It's totally possible. You can totally get the anxiety and the overwhelm out of the driver's seat and be just as effective, just as efficient, just as successful, and more so when you start aligning with yourself, with your true self. That's what I'll be teaching you Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 1 p.m. in the Put Yourself First Challenge. Check the link and grab yourself a spot. Super simple. And I'll see you on Thursday. Oh, and if you can't come live to any of the workshops, so I'll be on Zoom, I'll have a replay recording for you if you're registered. So you'll be able to watch all the replays and all that. And I really, really can't wait to see you on Thursday. It's going to be amazing. Chat soon. Love you guys. Thanks for joining live. Now I got to figure out how to turn all these off. Oh my goodness. All right. Namaste, friends.